Hello, everybody, and welcome to this presentation of the ECL Elite Division right here on Sports Gamer. My name is Tukey, joined as always by my broadcast partner, one Mr. Sin for the win. And Sin, we're here, the penultimate day of the regular season here in Week 5. It has been a sprint to get to this point, and we have two more matchups here today, both with rather heavy playoff implications.
Yeah, I mean, Örebro kind of at least trying to fight their way into things. Djurgården just essentially trying to survive, and it's a bit of a tough situation. As we said, everything is worth playing. Every single match is important at the end of the day, and these are two teams. One of them trying not to get automatically relegated, the other one trying to scratch and claw their way out of the relegation position. Whereas later on, we have, as you mentioned, that matchup with two teams who are either in the playoffs or on the edge. So a lot to lose for both sides in that one.
Absolutely. And again, just down the final stretch here of this winter season, of course, our new split season or two season format here, leading to our grand final a little bit later on this year for NHL 22. But as Sin mentioned, and we'll get you all a look at the standings here to help kind of set the picture for what we have going on. As we've mentioned all season long, the left hand side of the bracket is where you want to be. That means you are a playoff team. But we also focus on that right-hand side of the bracket, as we've mentioned, 13, 14, and 15. If you finish in one of those three spots, you will have to play a relegation series a little bit later on. So a playoff battle in its own way, as those three teams will have to play a pro division team trying to earn their way up. And as Sin mentioned, right now, all eyes on Djurgården. They are in that automatic relegation spot, 16th in the league. Sin, they are 3 points behind Conquer. We will see Djurgården in action today against Örebro in our first matchup. But their next matchup, I do believe, is tomorrow. It's against Conquer as well. So if you are Djurgården, this is it. Like, Örebro's not a playoff team. There's someone that has, that little bit of separation, 3 points on HV71, but they're also right on the cusp. They're only 1 point back of Northern Ascendancy. So both of these teams are in an interesting spot. Djurgården trying to make sure they have a chance to fight, whereas Örebro do have a chance to, secure a bit of safety and make sure that they're here for our spring season.
Yeah, essentially for both of these teams, I mean, this last bit of the season, this series especially, is your playoffs. And for Djurgården, as you mentioned, taking on Örebro, and then I think you said Conquer as well. It's insane, just absolutely insane what they're kind of how this season has ended up. They have the chance. Essentially, their destiny is in their hands here at the end. The chance is there for them to work their way out of it. They're just going to have to beat a couple other of those elite teams. And for Örebro, as you mentioned, I mean, just that 1 point behind Northern Ascendancy, same kind of thing for them. Here's their chance with a team, ranked around where they are. Can they get the better of them and get themselves out of a position where they'll have to scratch, claw, and fight to keep their place here in the elite division?
It's worth noting, and actually, I think I made the mistake here in terms of the previous battle. I could have sworn Conquer were playing Djurgården in their last matchup. It is
It's
actually Djurgården
HV71, isn't it?
and HV71,
Yeah.
which is still an interesting battle. And the reason why we brought up Conquer and the reason why I confused it, they play Färjestad and Roots. So Conquer's in a very tough spot here over these last two match days as well, in terms of trying to not end up in that 16th spot. It is not an easy situation for any of those teams. I do want to bring it back really quickly to the left-hand side of the bracket before we, move on to setting the stage for our first matchup today. Sin, 5 points for Granite above Roots. Is that insurmountable for Roots with 4 games to go?
That's a tough one. Again, they're playing ZSC today, and the last time we saw Granite, they were kind of struggling in their matchup against a non-playoff team. So ZSC has an interesting chance here. If they could win all four of those, or sorry, get all four of those points and prevent Granite from getting any, they're only 2 points out of the playoffs with still 2 more games to play. They at least kind of give themselves a fighting chance. And if if you're able to take that off of Granite, if Granite for any reason is relaxing right now and they somehow drop those games, they find themselves in a precarious position where they could get leapfrogged. But it's going to be it's pretty much going to have to be a perfect season from here on out for ZSC to be able to supplant Granite Gaming in that playoff position. And can't forget about Roots, who's right there as well, who, as you mentioned, do have a matchup against Conquer.
Their other matchup, Havu, here today. So it's incredibly interesting, I think, as you can all tell, up and down the current standings as we look at what the seeding will be, who will even make the playoffs, who's going to be in a relegation battle. But for now, we turn our sights to our matchup here that kicks off this broadcast. Again, Djurgården Hockey taking on Örebro Hockey. As Sim will get a look at some of the team stats that we have here. And of course, shout out to our pro division, which you may have seen in action yesterday. But Sin, I mean, looking here, the gulf in terms of offense, the goals against rather similar, but that gulf in offense has clearly been the reason as to why Djurgården finds themselves in the situation that they are in, heading into their what has been their first elite season this year.
Yeah, and you can sort of see like some strengths that Edinburgh kind of have here. You know, that power play is not too bad, 25%. So there are some positives kind of in their numbers here, whereas Djurgården is just kind of all stacked against them.
Absolutely, and we'll get a look here at the team stats or the team lineups, excuse me, first and foremost. And an interesting change here as I do believe, Sin, team leading scorer, there you see, actually, yeah, confirmed. Amity is moving back to the defensive side of things. Now, not too many teams see a lot of drastic changes, but 8 skaters this season for Djurgården, and it could be a factor as well, as I believe it is Isendar on that left-hand side, Lord Stanley and Sveti up top, Jungle Don Comedy on defense, Sorsa between the pipes, and on the flip side for Örebro, it is, of course, Bunka, Yakari, and Jansku, Captain Terity with Miga Buna and Ellie Kamel between the pipes. So we'll start off with that center duel between Lord Stanley and Yakari, two, ever present for the most part members of the lineup here. At least it was the case for Lord Stanley in the Pro Division last year. They make the step up to Elite, and he wasn't really factored in to their starting lineup. But now all of a sudden here he's played more than half of the season. Point totals maybe not where he wants them to be though.
Yeah, the point totals are kind of low, and there you kind of see the separation between Edinburgh and Djurgården. It's just, Edinburgh has been able to score, especially on that power play. They're both sort of struggling, keeping the puck out of the net. But I mean, with all the lineup changes that you mentioned and have pointed out here, I mean, that's kind of been Djurgården's bane. They're really just trying to figure it out here, and it's so tough. Like as they try to figure it out, that they may actually lose their spot in the elite division, but that's just how things can go here. But I mean, in this match, I mean, Lord Stanley does have that face-off advantage, and we did like the way he played the last time that we covered this team. He was just kind of, starting to get into the lineup, started on wing, then he moved to center, I believe, and he did look like a pretty solid impact player. And obviously, Djurgården liking what they're seeing, going with him again.
We'll get a look at the winger battle here next. And again, as mentioned, for Djurgården, Isendar is in the lineup alongside Sveti, so no Strumpon in the lineup here for Djurgården today. Second highest point total amongst the skaters for this team this season. Bunka and Jansku on the other side, and Sin Bunka's another one again that wasn't exactly factored into the plans, I'd say, to the extent that you'd expect. I mean, again, someone who has elite division experience, but as you can see, I mean, in the 8 games he's played, he's been a very effective weapon for this team.
Yeah, absolutely. 11 points in 8 games played. That's kind of, right where you want to be. And Jansku on the opposite side, very good production. 34 points in 26 games played, averaging, 0.5 goals per game as well. Puts up a solid chunk of shots. And it's, yeah, I mean, what you're getting from the front three of Edinburgh is kind of what you need to get. Everyone, is over a point per game. And, it's just about, keeping that offense while they can also help on the defensive end of things, help out the defense, help out the goaltending, make sure that they back check well. That balance will be, found in time. And here's a great chance for Edinburgh to sort of hone those skills in this matchup.
The defensive battle next, again for Djurgården, Captain Jungle Donk alongside, excuse me, the big hiccup there, alongside Amadi. On the flip side for Örebro, it is Terity and Amigo Buna. Sin, what stands out for you here?
Really, it's that physicality of Migo Buna, and I think we pointed out every time that we cover him. But that's a huge presence back there, and if you're Isendar there, yeah, that's who you're going to have to be matched up against essentially in your direct head-to-head there as you're trying to skate up the wing. You got Migo Buna in front of you, and yeah, he may lay the boom. And Yeah, but I mean, again, surprisingly, it's kind of the point totals coming up from Jungle Dunk. Obviously, Amadou, playing a lot of forward has the higher point totals, but Jungle Dunk right there, 15 points of 26 games played is on par with Örebro there. So at least Djurgården do have that production from the back end.
And the goaltenders here, as always, our last matchup on the day. Sorsa and Eli Kamel, they have started every single game for their teams so far this season. Sin, not horrible numbers between the two of them. Obviously, the goose egg in terms of the shutouts there for Sorsa, though, kind of summarizes the defensive struggles that the team has had in front of them.
Yeah, all that being said, neither of them are too far off of that kind of 80% save mark, which we say is kind of like, where every goalie wants to at least get to here in the elite division. So, that's kind of, at least going for them. But these two teams, again, third most goals against and the second most goals against. So, defense overall has been an issue here. And the goaltenders, they can stop so much, but it's going to have to be a complete team effort to try to relieve some of the pressure. Make sure that those goaltenders don't have to face too many of those second, those third opportunities and try to limit those A grade opportunities as well.
So there you have again the lineups here for this very important matchup between these two teams, and we should be ready to go for puck drop not all that long from now. And again, we really kind of talked about it at length what this means for both of these teams. Again, Djurgården, the
Mhm.
matchup coming up with HV71, two teams currently in our bottom four. This could ultimately, though, be the series that makes that last match day for them a little bit pointless. I mean, again, if they were to drop all 4 points here to Örebro, not only would that be incredible for Örebro, but it would pretty much mean that Djurgården's done. Again, we know Conquer have a tough matchup here today, but again, a 3-point deficit with 4 games to go. Djurgården cannot afford to drop those points, or we'll pretty much know by tomorrow who's in 16th.
Yeah, for Djurgården here, it's do or die. They got to kind of get at least 3 points, but really they need to win these two games to really give themselves a chance to stay in this elite division, a solid chance. Because again, everyone still has games to play, and again, yeah, while Conquer is going up against Havu, we have seen some crazy things where lower division teams are taking a win or taking points off of these, guys in the upper echelon. So anything is possible here. But if you're Djurgården, as much as your fate is already out of your hands, you don't want to do it any further. Just try to your best that you can to win these games.
Absolutely. And I mean, Sin, too, one of the big things that we always talk about is kind of the form of these teams heading into the matchups and the look at the latest results here that we've had for these clubs and what they've been able to do as of late. And you get a look there. Shout out to Frölunda taking 2 games against Goons yesterday, but it was obviously a very tough matchup for Djurgården as of late, having to take on the likes of Goons and our number 2 seed at the moment, although they still have a chance to secure that top spot in Sawo. Djurgården, they did get an overtime point, though, off of Sawo, so it does show that, sometimes when they're on their game, they can be a tough team to beat.
Yeah, absolutely. And then if you look at IQ, I mean, what a nice surprise kind of they've been, really sort of silently just solidifying their playoff position. And they beat YMCA right there, both games. And then on the flip side, then YMCA also gets the split against Örebro, picking up 3 out of the 4 points. Whereas maybe even more importantly, Örebro also picked up 3 out of those 4 points here. So Örebro kind of, trending in the right direction here. And what an opportunity in this matchup to keep that momentum going.
Again, we're looking at a situation at the top of the standings where the odds are that H-Reds will still be our number 1 seed. But Sawo's in the mix. Frölunda might find themselves as low as 3, which again, we've only seen Frölunda finish outside of that top spot at the end of a 30-game regular season once in our time here with Sports Gamers. So, Sin, it's incredible. It's consistently being brought to a different level, I would have to say, and just how close the playoff races happen to be. And I think this season has raised the bar that much more so.
It absolutely has. And usually it's kind of a fight for that last spot. And while that still could be, I mean, mostly the fight we're seeing is really with the seeding of the entire left hand of the bracket. It's just always been in flux here. There still isn't a necessarily a runaway, as you can tell. I mean, you got 47 and 46 points, and I mean, Sabo right now in that one spot. But yeah, as you said, I mean, the gap between Atrid and Frölunda, maybe a bit more sizable. But again, it's just there's not as much separation as there has been in the past between a lot of those teams on that left-hand side of the bracket, especially when you look up towards kind of that top spot or the top two spots. There's someone right behind them in that three. And then, if IQ has a good end of the season, which, by the way, they're that 4 seed right now ahead of Fedestad. Again, kind of sneakily really solid this season. We didn't get to cover them a whole lot either, but I can assure you they keep this up, we'll be covering them a whole heck of a lot more in the future.
Yeah, I mean, playoffs as well. I mean, it's funny we talk about the teams that were, projected, to do well in terms of that preseason captains poll. IQ projected to finish 10th. Färjestad projected to finish 9th. Needless to say, the captains underrated some of these teams that have absolutely made an impact this season. I mean, Sabo Esports, though, is definitely the one that stands out. Sin, I mean, again, surprising some people, 5th place in that preseason poll. And again, they're going to be, odds are, at one of the top 2 seeds. All they need is 1 point from either of their final 2 games to make sure that they cannot be caught by Frölunda. But even if Frölunda catches them, goal differential is so drastic because Nikke between the pipes for Savo has just been playing on an absolutely different level this year.
Like, they could actually end the season with a sub 1 goals against average, which is absolutely ridiculous. I mean, right now it's at a 1 goals against average, which is already ridiculous. Like, yeah, the Sabo defense, and then you threw Nikke in there. It's they are looking scary heading into the playoffs. We'll say that.
It is worth noting Sabo's last 2 games against Goons, a fellow playoff team. So if they miss the marks, then I mean it would have been close, at least, like you said, to under a goal against per game in a 30-game regular season, which is outrageous. We are just about ready to go for the action here. So then, as you see the teams in the lobby, and no real surprise for the most part, Elite Edges aside from Jungle Dunk, who looks to be rocking Magnetic as his X Factor.
Yeah, we've seen, again, mostly the Elite Edges, but the times where we see like kind of things away from that, it's usually Magnetic. I'm sure Afe has a build that's just completely outside of the realm of what is considered normal here in Europe, and that's the Afe that we know and love, and it works for him. Again, I'll reiterate this for anyone out there who plays at a lower level. You don't necessarily have, this is a good starting place to, kind of, work yourself into the meta. But if you have a build that you're comfortable with and that you understand and that you feel good with, you can make a lot happen with it.
You see what the teams are playing for here. Again, I mentioned it, the new split format that we have here with Sports Gamer for the ECL 22 season. A lot of money at stake. And Sin, I do want to go back to that point really quickly, though, talking about the meta build versus what works for you. And oftentimes I think people, at the very least, you talk about what these are supposed to be. It's supposed to be fun at the end of the day. I think, not just grinding out the same meta builds can be just a little bit more fun, can help you stand out a little bit more too. I'm not saying for anyone to rock an Enforcer, but hey, the first guy to rock a power forward in the Elite Division, there's going to be a lot of eyes on that particular player. Of course, as well, if you have followed us for a long time, the rebrand is official over to Sports Gamer now, sportsgamer.gg, and of course, sportsgamer.gg on all social media platforms. More than just NHL esports here with Sports Gamer. But Sin, this game is underway, the first of 2, and really, again, an all-or-nothing situation here for Djurgården, who are rocking their road whites. Örebro in the red. And again, for Örebro right now, important points up for grabs as well as they look to work their way out of one of those relegation spots and secure their place for our spring season. Shot on and a rebound there. Lord Stanley able to help kind of take that one away.
Yeah, some early flurry of chances here for Örebro, who are also getting in on the forecheck, and
that was a fortunate trip. He had a wide open net to shoot at on the backhand. Örebro will go to the power play as we have Eli Kamel. There might be another one there. Eli Kamel, the shot, and it nearly went in. Hits the traffic. No secondary trip, but a power play chance coming up here. Isendar with the trip, and again, I think the timing was pretty solid, all things considered.
Yeah, after that forecheck was forced, they had like 3 guys down low with really only 1 defenseman in that area. They could have had a great shot on net, so kind of best case scenario to take that penalty.
Here we go, and a jump on the face-off will allow Djurgården to clear. Worth noting, Örebro heading into the action today, 25% on the power play, tied for 4th best in the league. Djurgården, the 6th best penalty kill. They are off to a good start with 2 clears nearly through the first half, as Sveti will send that one down. Sim, we talked about the changes in the lineup for Djurgården again, rocking 8 different skaters this season. You don't see that too often. They often do see the same, the big teams using, of course, the same 6 players throughout their lineup all season long. Chance on the short side. That pass in front deflects. Back down low here. 10 seconds for Örebro. Wraparound doesn't go. Puck still alive. Jungle Dunk sends it around to the right. And we are back to 5-on-5. But this will be an icing call here. Does give them a chance to reset at the very least, and it wasn't their center that took the penalty.
Yeah, and as far as penalty kills goes, not bad for Djurgården there, but for Örebro, I mean, they definitely kind of started to gain a bit of traction there with some of the chances they were getting. Yes, they were cleared out, but I like the way that they're moving the puck.
Here's Mikko Buna, that shot. They've clipped the blocker of Sorsa. A turnover here, good interception by Jansku. Does have his team's golden helmet, team leading scorer. This one taken away. Isendar not able to get that pass off. A lot of trouble for Djurgården here in the early stages. Comes just trying to get out of their defensive zone. Another turnover. Chance save by Sorsa. Puck still alive. Back to the point. Here's Mikko Buna. That shot deflects wide. As E.A. Bunka gets it over to Mikko Buna. The pass again back to Mikko Buna. A bit too much time. Lord Stanley turns that one over. Had nowhere to go. Slap shot blocked down by his own man in front. Still Djurgården struggling to get it out. They finally get it back to the neutral zone. Big hit from behind there. And that's the break that Djurgården needs. They will go to the power play. Only 2 minutes. But a rough moment there, as it will be Mikko Buna taking a seat in for that hit.
Yeah, that's kind of the detriment of some of the physical play that can come out. Occasionally, you'll take that penalty, and yeah, as you said, what a chance for Djurgården here to sort of get some momentum going on of their own on this power play.
And off the draw. Puck up for grabs. Lord Stanley tried to go back to the point, pass off the mark. Djurgården, unfortunately, tied for the worst power play in the league. Örebro, the 2nd worst penalty kill, though, so something's got to give here. Someone's numbers are about to improve. As Sveti, that pass in front, they score! Only his 3rd game of the season, but now his 1st goal. Isendar finds the back of the net. It's 1-0 for Djurgården. And Sin, how is that for a momentum changer?
I mean, that's absolutely huge. They were kind of under siege there at the beginning from that Örebro attack, and then here they are capitalizing on the power play. Isendar only had, I think, 1 or 2 shots in the 2 games. It shoots one right there, goes in the back of the net. So currently rocking that 33% shooting percentage. But yeah, most importantly, what a turn of events for Djurgården here. But Örebro gonna look for a quick response.
They are right back on the attack. The puck, though, back to the neutral zone. Big moment for all of the players involved here. Fighting for your chance to stay in the Elite Division, just fighting outright to have a chance at this division next season. So we have the puck there bouncing around, and it is an offside call here. 5 minutes to go on the clock. We'll see what happens here coming up soon.
Yeah, pretty, I mean, at least a bit more of a lull right here as Örebro kind of trying to push back here, but Djurgården, kind of doing a good job of surviving, but, they can't, stay in their own end the whole time as Örebro enters once again looking for offense.
They are in the zone. That shot on, paddled away by Sorsa, still in the attacking zone, trying to find a way to get that one through the traffic with nowhere to go. This one dumped around. Djurgården again, for the most part, completely pinned into their own zone in this game, but a big stretch pass, able to find its way to Sveti, in that backhand shot just went wide. Decent attempt from Eisenhower to throw that one on net. Didn't get enough on it. Pass across, broken up by Jungle Donk at the last second. Örebro turning that one over. They have gotten the better of the play, but one mistake was all it took One opportunity for Djurgården. Here comes another one. Lord Stanley, that pass across. Chance shot stopped by Ellie Kamel. Another chance paddled away. And that will do it for the first period. The game opening goal here from Isendar again on the power play, and what a way it was to start this one off.
Yeah, just really nice play, you know, with the pass up there. Not bad positioning from the defense. He just kind of got a stick on it and shoveled that one through the 5-hole. As we know, not a bad place to shoot, especially here when you're in tight and in the elite division, as those goaltenders don't like to kind of go down into that butterfly all too often, or really at all. But again, Örebro really been cranking up the heat. You can see there 4+ minutes of time on attack, 5 registered shots, but that time on attack is going to mean a whole lot of nothing if they're not able to put that puck in the back of the net right here. And if Djurgården start to get some pushback of their own, might be able to kind of, you know, build that momentum and build on their lead that they've established so far. But they are going to have to make some adjustments, because as of right now, Örebro really taking it to them.
Again, huge moment for both of these teams as we are in, again, our final match week. It is week number 5. Playoffs beginning next week, as crazy as that is. Neither of these two teams will be featured in that particular setup, but of course, fighting to make sure that they're featured heading into next season. So again, Djurgården tried to get something going down the other way. We do have an icing call. Again, ECL Elite Division action brought to you by our friends at Wilhelm, Kobel Lackertzi, and ST Hockey. And seen a rare offensive zone draw here for Djurgården.
Yeah, definitely something that we haven't seen a whole lot besides that power play. And fortunately, nothing much comes of it. Örebro coming back the other way off a nice play. Fortunately, they do go offside. They could have had a chance perhaps at a very brief 3-on-2, but well done by Djurgården to sort of gap them, the defense, and slow them down and allow the back checkers to help get into position and eventually force that offside.
Off the face-off here, it is Djurgården back in control only momentarily. Correct me if I'm wrong. Sveti primarily on that right hand defensive side, switching with Amadi, which again is an interesting tactic when Amadi is the team leading scorer. But you know, if you're Djurgården, why not try something different at this stage of the season? But at the same time, it's also pretty risky.
Yeah, again, it's, you know, they're just trying to throw pretty much everything they can, try to find something that works. So, you know, at least kind of, you know, got some respect for that. They're not trying to just, you know, remain the same. And not adjust as Isendar looking for another one right there. Tries to go around the net and put that one home.
Great opportunity as Terity has that one bounce off of his own winger. That's a good way to get the puck into the zone. You have Bunka pressuring here. Great outlet pass, finds a bit of space. Isendar pass over Lord Stanley, scores! Incredibly fast puck movement. What a way to get that back in front. It is Sveti who's able to find the back of the net. A 2-0 lead now for Djurgården.
Great counterattack. That stretch pass to open things up was fantastic. Then Isendar just sort of, you know, delayed, tried to pass over Lord Stanley, then hit the trailer in Sveti, who puts that one home. And Eli Kamel, not a whole lot he could have done on that, kind of having to move back and forth, swimming in that crease right there as the puck was just going laterally a little bit too quick for him to track. And Djurgården with the 2-0 lead.
A shocking start here, given the circumstances. It doesn't really matter how many chances you have. It matters how many find the back of the net. Here's Jansku to the point. Scores! Talk about capitalizing on chances. Terity with a blast from the point, and it's a back to a 1-goal game. Sin, what a shot by the captain.
Absolutely, and that shot had eyes, found its way through about 3 different sets of legs right there, and found the back of the net as Sorsa didn't even really adjust to that one. That far side was wide open, and shot came so quick he was still on the other side, on the short side, just perhaps waiting for it. Great pass, great shot, back within 1 here, and this is where Örebro could get deadly for them. They've been, you know, getting the better of the play so far. Yes, Djurgården has had that lead, but if they want to sustain that lead, they're going to have to get into that offensive zone a little bit more here.
Definitely a bit of a momentum breaker for Djurgården. You had to be feeling good going up by 2. There goes that security blanket. Nico Buna's pass for Jansku. Good movement from Örebro to gain the zone. Jack trying to keep that forecheck alive. Good job by Bunka stepping in. Jansku shot saved by Sorsa. Just got the pad to it. As it's Bunka one more time. That one knocked away. Good poke check. Sveti able to corral it. That drop back doesn't work and technically offside. The puck went to the neutral zone, at least momentarily.
Yeah, it looked like he was maybe trying to hit jungle dunk on that one. Just the pass aim got away from him, and unfortunately for him, even though I think it did hit the Örebro skate back outside the line, still does go for an offside here, so they'll have to reset, and Örebro does have possession once again, and that's going to have been the story so far in this one.
Bonka weaves his way through, pass now to Migo Buna. Back down the wall. And again, it is EA Bunka. Good movement here, Yakari. That pass doesn't go, and Sorsa's able to cover. 6:30 to play here in the second period. Again, the first game of 2 between these two teams. Very, very valuable points up for grabs. We want to, of course, shout out Estor in chat as well for keeping us updated on some of the other matchups going on right now. Again, as you'd expect when teams have as little as 2 and as many as 4 games left to play, there's still a lot to be decided as that shot. Gobbled up by Eli Kamel. He'll play it out. It's a straight wrist shot. He tried to go to the far side. Sveti takes the hit. Örebro can't keep it in the attacking zone. They're not able to regain the line either. Another offside call.
Some of these stretch passes coming out for Djurgården are exceptionally good. I think that was Amity right there who shot it all the way across the ice to Isendar, who was the one, if you remember, on that last goal that they scored, did pick up the long stretch pass there as well. So seems to be some space, and if they can get those cross-ice passes off, they could get some nice counterattacks.
It's Migo Buna's shot from the point, just wide. That blocker side, Jansku still fighting for this one, wins it back. A lot of pressure, still has it, tried to go short side. Was again contested. Garrity back for Bunka. Double team pressure. Amity is able to take that one away. Isendar, and just his 3rd game of the season, did have the opening goal in this game. And here's Lord Stanley now. That shot on. No rebound from Eli Kamel. He'll play it out. We hit the final minute here in the second. Again, 2-1 for Djurgården right now. Still time. Find one more goal. Great puck protection by Isendar. That pass, though, a little bit off the mark. Turnover here. Tarity in front. Bouncing around. Scores! A critical mistake for Djurgården. And Örebro are able to tie it. It's EA Bunka in the final 4 seconds of this period.
Just an absolute heartbreaker right there if you're Djurgården, almost out of the period. But yeah, you said it, just a really, really detrimental turnover, something that just simply can't happen at that stage of the period. And again, bouncing puck capitalized on, picked up by EA Bunka there, who just kind of throws it on the net and it goes in. And that's unfortunate for Djurgården. Again, they didn't have too many advantages so far in this game. The only advantage they had was on the scoreboard. They needed to try to kind of build on that, try to find some sort of momentum from being able to score on those counterattacks. And I do still like their counterattacks, but for right now, and for what it's worth, Örebro is, getting that possession. They're getting the better of the chances. And when you have that puck in the zone for so long, and you're going to, their forecheck being what it was, continuing to try to force out those mistakes from Djurgården, as we just saw, right now it just seems to be well in Örebro's favor. Even though the scoreline is tied, you have to think they continue to do that in that 3rd period. Odds are they should take and maintain the lead.
You just can't make mistakes like that down the stretch. 2 errant passes leading to that goal. Heartbreaking, all things considered here for Djurgården. But I mean, Sin, is you kind of alluded towards, like, it's not over yet. It's it's a tie game here. This is where we really see the mentality tested for Djurgården. Again, you drop points here, and then all of a sudden you have 3 games left in your season, and you're 3 points back of Conquer. Pressure at an all-time high here for the former Pro Division club that, of course, worked their way up to get to this point. And they score! Out of nowhere, 43 seconds into the period. It's Lord Stanley. 3-2 Djurgården. Sin, that happened in the blink of an eye. I almost missed it.
Yeah, it's just a quick shot on net, and they capitalize on the rebound right there. Not a whole lot to it. Just simplify. Djurgården their rush plays, their counterattacks just continue to work for them as they get a favorable rebound, and Lord Stanley puts it in the back of the net. They've taken that lead right back, 3-2.
Still life for our Pro Division champions from last season. Bunka's shot on. Stopped by Sorsa. And again, Sin, that's one of the things that I think might have been lost in the shuffle at some points this season. Again, Djurgården earned this. They beat Team Leisure, a former Elite Division club, for the past couple of seasons. They beat them in that Pro Division final last year. A very, very solid team. Unfortunately, their own mistakes kind of getting this one back towards a competitive level. They're offside there, but they are back on top now, 3-2.
Yeah, and again, all they need to do is try to build on it. If they could take some of the wind out of the sails of Örebro, who, again, have really been getting the better of the play so far, then that's what they need to do. Just a little push here across the end of this third period for Djurgården. They could be walking away with 2 points.
As they do have the puck here. Down, breakaway opportunity. Pass across as Ellie Kamel went for the flying poke check. A big mistake there.
Yeah, I mean, it could have worked, but in hindsight, that's definitely one of those plays where you think if you just could have shot right there. The problem was is those back checkers were really kind of bearing down on him. I know what he was thinking of doing, and I know the thought, but yeah, again, in hindsight, it doesn't look too good.
Turnover here. Bunka pass across. Just missing on the one-timer was Jansku. Great opportunity there for Örebro as Terity able to dump that one back in. Good step-up pressure there, but now it's Lord Stanley for Djurgården. Eisendar, let's see what he can do. That lofted pass in front. They score! Amadi, ever the opportunist. 4-2 for Djurgården in a must-win game.
Back and forth, back and forth. They missed a chance on there when one whistles wide back in there, and then they counterattack. Once again, and Amadi jumping into the play, gets the pass from behind the net. Kind of has to bobble with it a bit to get clean possession of it, but is able to shoot that one home. And again, this is where we say the time on attack is not the end-all be-all. It's all about the chances and what you do with them. And so far, Djurgården has put 4 in the back of the net to Örebro's 2. And with 13:02 left in the period, we will see that timeout coming from Örebro, who have got to be just a little bit stunned right now. All these goals from Djurgården, really, besides maybe that one in the power play, are just seemingly coming out of nowhere.
Sin Örebro in that last relegation battle spot. 3 points separated from Roots, who are in 9th. So all of those teams, there are 4 teams above Örebro who aren't even safe right now, but they have to have smiles on their face here as Djurgården just scratching and clawing their way, trying to stay alive heading into our winter or into our spring season here. Again, this winter season has been anything but predictable. That pass off the mark. We'll have an icing call with 10:47 to go here in the third period. Incredible performance. A 2-0 lead for Djurgården. Ends up 2-2, and now they're back up by 2, nearly midway through the third. Face-off's close too. That shot blocked. Turned over. Here's Bunka. Pass across. It's there. And nobody could get a handle on it. Eisendar, let's see what he can do. That toe drag doesn't go. Terity for EA. Bunka, loose puck. Sorsa finds it. Crucial moment at that. Just over 9 minutes to play here. But Sin, I think if this game's proven anything, it's not over till it's over.
Definitely not. Again, still plenty of time for Örebro to get back into it. And with the way they've been playing, they're going to get their chances here. They're going for that one-timer in the buffered shot. Unfortunate break there for Örebro. That was a decent play off of the draw. And again, Djurgården kind of in survival mode as they have been. They've been scoring on the counterattack and such, but it's a rarity when you're gonna that you win too many games like this.
Good blocks in the update from Estor in chat. It is all but official. Sawa will clinch one of the top 2 seeds in this division. Frölunda finishing no higher than 3rd. As again I said, this winter season, anything but predictable. The rise of Sawo Esports, still very much an ongoing story here in the ECL Elite Division. But here we go now, 6.5 minutes. Örebro down by 2. Good pickoff there by Amadi. Again, team leading scorer drops back on defense, still has a goal in this game. Jungle Dog, the captain, battling down low. Loose puck, bouncing around. Lord Stanley comes up with it. Drops back for Amadi. 5 minutes to play. Crucial points at stake. Sauce pass, intercepted by Migo Buna. Bunker's pass a little bit off the mark. Örebro need 2 quick goals here. And there's a bit of space down the middle. Scores! It's not over yet. It's back to a 1-goal game. Yakari finds space and scores on the breakaway.
Just say it's such a quick developing play right there from Örebro. They wait, and then that one pass into the middle of the ice where Yakari was breaking in, and Djurgården not ready on their pivots to keep up with him. He gets in alone on Sorsa, who tries a flying poke check, but Yakari was ready, and we're back to a 1-goal game.
Incredible stuff here, to say the least. 3.5 to play. Örebro back to within 1. Here comes Djurgården. That shot stopped by Eli Kamel. And he plays it out. Risky move there, but trying to catch the defense in transition. Here's Yakari. At that previous goal. Bunka. Jonsku. That shot from the point. Loose puck. Covered here by Örebro around the back of the net. Pass in front. Source able to find that one, and no risks taken with 1:37 to play.
Yeah, and I gotta say, Sorsa, at least to my eyes, isn't looking super comfortable in his crease. At least the way he's butterfly sliding, it's not as precise in his movements as perhaps that you expect to see from some, an elite goaltender in this division. And it's been kind of tough for him. It looks like setting up his angles, and Örebro, I mean, if they're able to keep up the pressure, I mean, it may get even more uncomfortable there. My goodness, What a nice play that was. Like, several bounces on the way to the net here. But, I mean, it seems simple. What Örebro kind of want to do is that they want to keep getting those chances. But, I mean, despite all that time and attack difference, only 2 shots differential separating them. So maybe Örebro just want to fire that puck on net here.
When the draw, one-timer, glove stop by Sorsa. Another big save down the stretch. Send the update from Estor there as well in the chat. Again, for Lunda getting the win, all but clinching a top 3 seed. It would take a perfect record from either Färjestad or Havu down the stretch, and Frölunda would have to lose their last game of the season, which they're about to play, as Sorsa makes another cover. So the top 3 pretty much decided. It's just now a matter of whether or not it will be Savo at the top or H-Reds. Savo 49 points with 1 game to go. H-Reds 3 points back with 4 games to go. So H-Reds are defending champs, still very much the favorites here. That shot kicked away. Sorsa coming up big down the stretch here, but they still have to hold on for a little bit longer. Migo Buna sends that one down low. Missed pucks all around for Örebro, but here comes the pressure. Lord Stanley's pass doesn't get it out. Deflect, save by Sorsa. Tough one to stop. 36.5 to play in regulation.
I mean, that one was deflected up near the circle right there, and Sorsa still gets the toe on it. Örebro really trying to throw pucks on net right now, go for deflections, go for rebound, and look at that forecheck pressure as well. They're just trying everything they can to keep it in. They'll do it again.
Here we go. Migo Buna has options. Drops down low for Jonsku, and again around the back of the net. Here's Bunka, tried to throw it a front shot, scores! Yakari's second of the period. Örebro tie it with 21 seconds to play.
The pressure was just too great. Djurgården couldn't sustain. They couldn't clear that zone. The forecheck from Örebro kept it alive. And Yakari maybe keeping their hopes alive in this game as well as he ties it up. But the way this has gone, 21 seconds left is a heck of a long time in this one.
2 different 2-goal leads for Djurgården have ultimately not been enough. 13 seconds to go. And overtime would certainly help both teams. But again, since it was 2-0, then 2-2, 4-2, and now 4-all. An incredible game. One of the best that we've had the privilege of covering here this season. Final 9 seconds. One more chance, perhaps, for Örebro. That will be offside. 2 seconds to play. Sveti's shot goes wide. Overtime coming up for our first game of the day. Very important point for two teams, but Sin, that is a game that Djurgården should have won in regulation.
Absolutely. They had the chance multiple times. It's just, again, they couldn't find the push when they needed. They kept turning that puck over in their own end, which is always a recipe for disaster. They never really had any extended zone time in Örebro's zone. It was pretty much all Örebro in terms of puck possession. They failed to stop that counterattack pressure of Djurgården. They failed to, kind of stop all those A-grade opportunities that they were getting. But they were able to stick when it keeps scoring because they were dominating the pace of the game. That's why I said if Djurgården probably not going to win too many games playing the way that they're playing, just relying solely on the counterattacks there. But in this case, it could still work out. But again, for both of them, securing that 1 point is so important here. We'll see who wants that extra one the most.
Absolutely crazy here down the stretch. Then another update as well. HV71 dropping their first game of the day to IQ by a 4-2 scoreline. So that is a huge result for Djurgården. They desperately need this extra point. Again, those two teams play each other tomorrow. Loser of that series could be relegated automatically. Is a good chance for Djurgården here in the first period. Just an incredible amount of action going on, an incredible amount of changes to the standings in a live format here. Sysendar not able to hold that one. Again, both teams in desperate need of this extra point. As Jansku the spin, that one goes around. Djurgården trying to hold on to this one. Örebro get it back. Ultimately not for long. We'll see what happens here in the attacking zone now for Djurgården. A turnover. It is Teredy who's able to come up with it. Takes his time, goes for the quick out. Timed very well. Pass across, another pass into the middle. A good recovery for Djurgården on a bit of a scary moment. They're over the blue line. Puck down low, turned over. Here's a chance and another pass. Elected not to shoot. Didn't get much on the pass. Örebro into the attacking zone. Right for the cross shot. Scores! EA Bunka is the hero. Örebro come back from two different two-goal deficits to win this one in overtime.
Just a huge job by them. This time it's their counterattack sort of getting the better of Djurgården right there. And as you said, EA Bunka, a massive goal for his squad there. That will bring them up to 9-12-6 with 24 points on the season. And believe for the time being takes them out of one of those relegation positions, which is it's so important.
I do believe that puts them over YMCA. That is a huge result for Örebro hockey. Again, two different two-goal deficits. A heartbreaker for Djurgården. They do at least get a point, but Sin, it might not be as much help as they needed.
Yeah, again, we kind of were talking about it. They need 3 minimum, and 4 would be preferable. Well, they got 1, which means next game, if this wasn't a must-win, next game is a must-win. I don't have a ton of confidence with the way this one went. Again, it was pretty much all Örebro, and Djurgården were relying on the counterattack pressure. That's not always going to work. They capitalized on their opportunities in this one, yes, but they allowed Örebro to get back in the game multiple times. When you have that 2-goal lead, you need to be able to sustain it. They had a second chance with another 2-goal lead. They failed to sustain that one as well. These are mistakes that unfortunately do get teams relegated down to that pro division. And if Djurgården isn't careful, that could be their fate as well.
And one more look here at the set of goals. This was Amades that made it a 4-2 game, Sin, and just so heartbreaking for Djurgården that it wasn't enough.
Yeah, it really is. And, again, their counterattack was great, but at the same time, Örebro had some good counterattacks of their own, good break plays, and they had the good forecheck. They had the good zone plays as well. As what a pass over. As you could see the winger slowing up near the hash marks, which again, necessarily, not a bad play there, but I think in that situation, he needs to read that he needs to go a bit lower with 2 people shifted onto the right side of the ice, covering the first one-time option that was on the short side post. Someone has to cover that guy on that far side post, and in that case, I believe it needs to be the winger. Although where he stopped up, definitely is a good situation. It's just that when that person crashed the net, that's where that passing lane came from, and that's unfortunately what led to the end of the game and a win for Örebro.
A huge, huge result there, to say the least. Again, just the first game of 4 that we have for you on this broadcast. We'll be back after a brief word from our sponsors, get you updated on everything going on. Again, the second to last, also known as the penultimate match day for this winter season. So much going on, so much more still to come. We'll be right back in just a moment.
Loistava vapauttava syöttö ja sen jälkeen ollaan karkumatkalla. Minkälaisia ratkaisuja tulee? Tämän kaverin nimittäin on ollut todella kylmän viileä näissä paikoissa. Kilven räpylän puolelle kummalle tulee liikkuvat taakse kiekkomaali! Ja Wilhelm jälleen kerran nakkikioskille. Smokey Bites ja Snacks ovat tuoneet hienosti lisää leveyttä Wilhelm joukkueeseen.
Minkä päällä lakukastike maistuu parhaalta? Ei voi tietää, ellei kokeile. Kouvolan lakritsi.
All right, everybody. Again, a big shout out to our friends at Wilhelm, Kouvolan Lakritsi, and ST Hockey for, of course, sponsoring the ECL this season. Of course, our 22 campaign, our winter season well underway, nearly done, at least then for the regular season, of course, as insane as it is to think the finals less than a month away. As crazy as that is, again, it's going to be a ridiculous pace here through the rest of the month of February. Let's get you guys a look at the latest results though around the league. Again, we've shouted at Estor a few times, keeping us all updated. The madman that he is, trying to balance numerous games. But there you see, of course, the blocks with one result, of course, would be the first matchup played of 2 between these two teams. And Sin has mentioned HV71 dropping points at a crucial time. Sabo, again, clinching a top 2 spot no matter what happens. And for Lunda, almost all but certainly clinching a top 3 spot. But that matchup at the top is another interesting one, as Northern Ascendancy also dropped points to H-Reds. And what could that mean, again, for those potential relegation spots?
Yeah, and with, Örebro picking up those points, I think they might have even leapfrogged Northern Ascendancy in the standings too. If I recall correctly, they're only
They're
1
dead
point
even
behind
on
them.
points percentage.
Oh, wow.
Right now.
Oh,
Dead
points
even.
percentage. Yeah, okay.
Northern Ascendancy has the tiebreaker right now, according to the website.
Okay, so yeah, Örebro, this next matchup's absolutely huge. You got to be feeling good about yourself, at least with the way you played, but the scoreline a little bit too close for comfort, I would say, and they're going to want to try to limit some of that counterattacking coming out from Djurgården.
It is YMCA, again, playing for Lunda. It's their final game of the season. If they were to lose that game, Sin, off of points percentage, it would put them in one of those bottom 3 spots. Again, still so much to play for every single one of these teams. This has been easily one of the most exciting final weeks that we've had, and we're not even done, of course. Again, I hate that I'm going to have to miss it, but there will be a broadcast tomorrow. You will be here alongside B Major to cover the regular season finale, which very much looking forward to catching that one. All right, everybody. Well, we are back after that brief issue, unfortunately. But Sin, these things happen every once in a while, I think is the best way to put it. But the game is underway again. Second game between these two teams. Very, very valuable points up for grabs here. So you have Djurgården in their home blue and red. It's Örebro in the road whites, and Sorsa able to cover that puck in front. Good opportunity early on. Again, that first game, for those of you who might just be tuning in, Djurgården, 2 different 2-goal leads, only to lose 5-4 in overtime as our Pro Division champions from last season try to hold on, and unfortunately that's not going to help. It's EA Bunka picking up where he left off, scoring the opening goal of this game. What a way to start for Örebro.
Yeah, absolutely huge for Örebro there. Again, they want to not allow Djurgården to really get any breath of life in this one. Their counterattack was really what kept them in that game in the last one. Örebro is going to look to snuff that out early, snuff it out often, and score as much as possible.
Absolutely. So again, a big moment there early on. And another chance. That one stopped by Sorsa as well. Let's see what happens here now. Again, another twist to the tale in terms of this particular matchup, going down the other way only momentarily. And a penalty is called. Send Örebro to the power play. What an opportunity this is now.
Yep. Again, kind of one of those bumps that we've seen all season long. At least the consistency is there, turning into interference here, and a big chance for Örebro to get a 2-goal lead of their own here on the power play. And they do have a pretty good power play. Again, they're tied for 4th. They lose the face-off there, but they might be hungry enough to get that puck back.
And indeed, Örebro trying to hold on to that one. Yakari for Migo Buna. Pass across. Terity. Good movement. Better save by Sorsa. Drive to the front of the net. Lord Stanley's able to find it and send that one out. As, again, Sim, we look at some of the things going on. FBK getting the opening goal against Conquer. Huge moment there, perhaps, as well. Again, Conquer in one of those spots of potential trouble at this stage of the season. Djurgården, who's able to control. And it's Örebro now, back into the attacking zone on this power play. Source able to cover. Sin, power play nearly up for Örebro.
Yeah, not a ton to speak of on it right there. Kind of what could be actually perhaps classified as a momentum killer for themselves here, and it's definitely not what you want to see. You want to try to at least get some chances. Nice one off the face-off.
They have gotten a few. Source making some big stops. We are back to 5-on-5. Djurgården sending that one around. Again, 2 different 2-goal leads in that prior game. Unbelievable they didn't walk away with the win. That shot just wide. What an opportunity for Amadi on the one-timer. Dog having trouble. Amadi there to cover. Good safety net. Good movement here. Lord Stanley now on the right-hand side. Gets absolutely floored as he tried to cross the opposing blue line. Again, trying to get something going, struggling for offense all season long, least amount of goals. Heading into play today, shot on the short side. Sorsa, another save. Trouble here, perhaps. Kick back to the point. Parity. Can't get that shot off clean, deflected off of the ankle. Djurgården player, big physicality, a bit too much. That's going to be a charge. Here's Lord Stanley for Djurgården, not able to drive the net. But Sin, power play opportunity now for Djurgården. Let's see if they can do what Örebro could not.
Yeah, and just a 2-minute right there. Had he been injured, obviously would have been the 5-minute in that scenario. So perhaps dodging a bigger bullet than it could have been was Migo Buna there. So another hitting penalty for him, kind of on brand. But now, Örebro going to have to kill this penalty off. And, while they do have the worst power play in the league, they did score a power play goal last game. So we'll see what Djurgården can do here, but they will have to start from their own end.
Let's see what Jungle Dunk can do. Good movement early on. Captain gets it back, knocked loose. Great poke check there by Jansku. He'll win the race to the puck as well. Good poke check by Amadi to free that one up. But just like that, the first minute of this man advantage is gone. That one sent down low. Pass back in front, taken away by Jansku. Yakari can't clear. Jansku gets it back and sends it all the way down. Bunka's going to be able to fight for that one. Elects to back out of it. 20 seconds to go now on the man advantage. Ooh. And nearly freeing Sveti for the breakaway. Sin, incredibly close.
Yeah, just a little bit off with the timing. That pass had to be a bit harder. Sveti had to be about a half step slower, but that could have been great. Kind of similar to what Yakari did when he split the D there, except Sveti would have had a bit more time and space.
That one held in by Jungle Dong. Pass across, read perfectly by Bunka. Great game. Great games he's having in general. Can't just limit it to one. That one sent out. Now 3.5 minutes to go here in this first period. Again, Djurgården fighting for their survival. This is very, very close to a must-win scenario. Sorsa. Here we got a piece of that one. A little bit of trouble again. Sim, we saw that throughout the first period of the first game. Djurgården really struggling to get the puck out. Jungle Dong, though. Here's the captain. Down low in the corner. Looks to go behind the net. Wraparound bit for Sveti. Eli Kamel's there. Still dangerous, and another save on the backhand opportunity.
Wow. I mean, definitely kind of a bit of a different look here for Djurgården. They're able to kind of get a few more chances, a bit more zone time on Örebro there with the power play, with even, a little bit after the power play right here. So it feels like Örebro now has to be the team to make the pushback as Djurgården are looking to kind of capitalize on the momentum. Another turnover, and they're back in the O zone.
Isendar's pass back to his fellow winger. That shot, though, doesn't find its way through. One more chance, perhaps, taken away by Sveti. 1 second to go. That shot, blocker save, and up over the glass, and with 0.1 to go. So we do know it'll be an Örebro 1-0 lead off of another goal from EA Bunka. Again, stepping into this lineup for the final 10 games, or at least the most recent 10 games. Örebro will still have 2 more games to play heading into tomorrow, but what an addition he has been to get him back into this lineup.
Yeah, he's, again, just been, very, very solid. I mean, it can't really be understated. It's sometimes that injection of kind of the newish or newer blood is just exactly what a team needs. And, I really do like the pushback. Again, I'll reiterate that Djurgården has sort of had in this game. It started out with maybe looking like Örebro was going to take over. They get that goal, they start getting that time in attack, but I'm pretty sure Djurgården has about twice as much time in attack in the first period here as they did have in the last one. A bit has to do with that power play, sure, but it was after the power play where I really thought that they were looking pretty good on it. And I mean, look at this play right here. A quick pass and then a quicker shot. I got a feel for the defenseman right here. I mean, in his face, he still gets that shot away. It's just, yeah, at that point, as a defenseman, you're maybe questioning what else do I have to do. But nonetheless, I mean, some blue-collar goals, never a bad thing for a team.
Second period just about ready to begin. Again, valuable points up for grabs here for both of these clubs. Örebro trying to make sure they don't find themselves in a relegation battle, and that opportunity is still very much alive. Whereas for Djurgården, a lack of a point here. At the very least, they need a point. We'll see if they're able to get it. As again, after that first game, I do believe now just 2 points behind Conquer. If Conquer were to lose against Färjestad, Djurgården get the win here. Those two teams are tied in points and games played heading into tomorrow. So much to play for here. Chance from the slot. Lord Stanley couldn't pull the trigger on the shot. Bouncing around, 2 if not 3 on 1. Developing for Örebro. The pass, and they took a bit too long to try and take that shot. Going to send that one all the way around. And an icing call is nullified. Great effort there by Isendar to take that one away as this game's opening up a little bit.
Oh, yeah, is it ever opening up? I mean, what a back check, especially by Sveti there. Yeah, I mean, not a bad look from Örebro to hit the trailer there, see if they can maybe catch that defenseman, a bit further back, but he just didn't pull the trigger in time as Sveti did an excellent job, looking like a bat out of hell there, getting back on the back check, and then, I mean, seeing some of those slap passes come out, that one does indeed go for icing. I initially thought it was a bit of a mistake where he took that first slap shot from, but it ended up working out as his forward somehow reached around with the stick and got a piece of that puck to keep the play alive.
Chance here for Bunka. Can't get that shot off. Wraparound bid stopped by Sorsa. Kept in by Migo Buna. That pass stuffed off the goal line. Sorsa still just trying to maintain his ground. A good poke check there. Here is Sveti. Had a goal in that first game. Drops back to Jungle Dog. The captain surveys. Throws one on. Misses its target. What a sauce! Breakaway for Bunka. Contested. Has to cut back. Looks to go around the back and then it hit the side of the goal. Great job by Djurgården to recover defensively. Örebro back in the attacking zone. Migo Buna has that one knocked loose. Puck back to the neutral zone, but quickly back on the attack are Örebro. Turned over. Djurgården looked to settle this one down. Great news for Örebro from Mr. Estor in the chat as H-Reds beating Northern Ascendancy. They're going to pull off the double, which means, I do believe here, again, an extra point for Örebro would push Northern Ascendancy into one of those dangerous spots as well. So, right now, a great spot for Örebro to be in if they can walk away with another 2 points. That puck fired in the slot. Chance save! Sorsa denies EA Bunk on the backhand. Huge hit. Sveti absolutely floored by Terity. Jansku, that shot on. Stopped again by Sorsa. Wraparound bid doesn't go. Puck still loose, and finally taken out by Amadi, but that pass back off the mark. Djurgården really struggling to get anything going here. Migo Buna.
Ooh.
Occupying the offensive zone. That pass doesn't go through. Back to the point with Terity. The captain pinches in, sends it around. Wraparound bid nullified. And here's Amadi trying to get something going. Has space. Pass for Isandar. That shot on. Stopped by Eli Kamel.
Finally relieved the pressure.
It was one thing, Sin, when they were scoring on any chance that they had, but now that they're not able to get chances when they finally clear it, this is almost what you might have expected from that first game with how low of a time on attack number they had. Here's Sveti now, 2-on-1 perhaps developing. That shot, save, and Eli Kamel has to cover with 1:48 to go. I don't remember the last time we had no zone draw for Djurgården.
Yeah, just finally a reprieve for them as they were just completely under siege there, struggling to even get that puck out. And when they did, you said it, they couldn't get the chances that they had in that first one.
That backhand shoveled on, still bouncing around. Migo Buna able to track it down. Delayed call against Djurgården. Terity back to the point. Eli Kamel trying to get to the bench. Loose puck touched up. 2 minutes. It's going to be for interference here with Isandar going to the box. Sin, I think he was just trying to get a stick to the puck to try and score there when it was in a bit of a scrambling situation.
Yeah, that's a really unfortunate one right there. He's, doing what he should be doing, kind of fighting for the puck, trying to put it on net. He just gets a little too far away from the play and ends up bumping someone.
On the back here, Jungle Dong trying to kill a little bit more of the time before finally clearing. 15 seconds to play now. Örebro time perhaps for one more goal. Here's Yakari. Back to the point. That one doesn't find a way through. If it did, it was stopped. And that will do it, Sin, for the second period. The 1-0 score line holds, putting both of these teams into a very interesting situation here as we look to wrap up regulation. But Sorsa right now, the key for Djurgården, this game could be a lot worse if it wasn't for this performance.
I was just going to put that out there. I was kind of looking at last game and seeing he looked a bit scrambly at times in the crease. And this one, complete 180 from that performance. He's calm in the crease. He's not over sliding in the butterfly. He's not really sliding at all. So he seems to be, really trusting in his movements, trusting where the defense is positioned, and, being able to make those saves, positionally stay in his crease, stay where he needs to be, stay on his angles as well. So really, really, really good adjustment from Sorsa. And he's able to keep this one close. Örebro's push towards the end there, it was getting a bit out of hand. Djurgården was even struggling to get that puck out of the zone. It was just the mounting pressure coming out from Örebro, and Djurgården just did not have an answer. And, they're going to have to kill off the rest of this penalty as well. And we'll see if they're going to be able to pay back Sorsa with a goal of their own.
Third period underway. Djurgården desperate for a point at this stage. There's a huge hit there. Örebro, 55 seconds to go with this power play. And ECL Elite Division action here on Sports Gamer, brought to you by our friends at Wilhelm, Koval Lakritz and ST Hockey. Coming up after this matchup, we have our second battle of the day. Granite Gaming looking to lock up that final playoff spot. ZSC Esports trying to stay above the relegation zone. Bunka throws one in front. It's recovered and cleared, though, by Sveti. We are back to 5-on-5. And a great outlet pass there. Bit of space. Breakaway knocked loose. Puck still alive, though. Miga Buna's shot blocked down by the traffic in front. Here comes Sveti on the off wing. Around the back. Banked off the back of the net by Lord Stanley. Now Jansku again trying to get something going down the other way. Loose puck recovered by Yakari and a glove save. Flashing the leather with Sorsa. Still standing on his head, Sin, trying to keep his team's hopes alive.
Absolutely. I really like that decision-making from Yakari. We've seen, Örebro in the last kind of few rush plays, odd man situation, they've tried to find that perfect pass. Yakari just picks it up, doesn't even think pass, just rifles that all net. Yes, it was gloved away by Sorsa, but again, I like that coming out from Örebro. Just a decisiveness and a willingness to shoot the puck on net.
Still looking for the opening goal here are Djurgården, and they're running out of time to get it. A lot of passes off the mark as well, not helping their cause. Good bit of puck movement there. EA Bunka able to gain the zone, the spin, the pass, broken up again. Scramble for the puck, and Örebro again able to come up with it. Here's Jansku now, bit of space, passing in the middle. They've certainly tightened up defensively here, Sin, have Djurgården, but they need that goal and only have 12 minutes to get it.
Yeah, that's the problem. You know, they're down in this one. It's tightening up defensively is one thing, but at times they may have to open this up, and their passing plays simply are not working.
It's Iakari. Back to the point, Migo Buna. Tarity shot saved by Sorsa. Bunka still fighting for that rebound. Ever dangerous. Amadi's pass kept in by Tarity, at least for the moment. Bunka's offside. 10:24 to go. A horrible situation for Djurgården as things stand. Of course, so much still changing around the league. Keeping an eye on these games as YMCA dropping both games to Frölunda. So again, Frölunda securing a top 3 seed in the playoffs with those results. Again, it will most likely be H-Red. Still could be Sawo, and a lucky break there for Djurgården as EA Bunka couldn't recover that puck. That one nearly intercepted by Lord Stanley. Tough break again for Djurgården.
Yeah, they're trying to get aggressive, trying to look for those opportunities here to get that puck.
Jansku's shot paddled away by Sorsa. 7 minutes now for Djurgården. 4 goals in that first game. Yet to find the back of the net in this one. Migo Buna disrupted, still has it and gets it to Tarity. Tries to clear it out. Jungle Donk, good hold at least for the moment. Good pass though by Migo Buna to get Örebro going down the other way. Here's Iakari. That pass intercepted. Now 5.5 minutes to go. Good keep by Migo Buna. Pressured though. Hounded for the puck. Big hit there. No call. They go down the other way. Isandar's shot deflected, but Eli Kamel still makes the glove save.
Great shot there by Isandar. Again, I like it. Just kind of got that puck to I don't even say like necessarily a scoring location, but a good shooting location, and Isandar pulls the trigger as that looked like a horrific injury with the way that arm was positioned. But, you know, never the worse for the wear. He'll be right back out there. That's how tough the ECL Elite players are.
Worth noting as well from Estor there, HV71 at least picking up a point against IQ. They're currently in overtime. Djurgården, this is now a must-win game. They need all 2 points. As Amadi turns that one over, bouncing puck. Sorsa saves it. 3 minutes now for Djurgården, our Pro Division champions, to try and secure at the very least a point, which would keep their hopes alive, but they would be drastically diminished if they don't walk away with a point here. If not, outright done. Here's Jungle Donk shot, blocked, rebound still there, shoveling away. Eli Kamel able to keep it out. Sveti can't drive to the front of the net. Final minute of play. Bouncing puck. Havoc in the offensive zone here for Djurgården. And finally Örebro able to recover it and settle it down. This one cleared to the neutral zone. Trying to dangle through the traffic. 40 seconds now for Djurgården. Isandar. Let's see what he can do. Goes back, scores! Amadi with 36 seconds to go ties this one up at 1 apiece. Djurgården aren't done yet.
Their season still alive. Their time in the Elite Division still alive. What a play with the clock winding down from Amadi. Jumping in there into that scoring position from the right hand pointed. You can see just how desperate Djurgården was right there. They get rewarded with the goal. And this one is tied. 36 seconds remaining in regulation.
Absolutely incredible. Final week of an ECL Elite Division season. Must see across the board. 24 seconds to play here now. Amadi's second goal of the night. The team's leading scorer. Team's leading goal scorer as well. Sim with 10. Incredible there. We continue on. This one might not be done yet. Game 1 again went to overtime. Now up the face-off. Sveti nowhere to go. Amadi Able to recover, gets it to Sveti. Loose puck recovered by Lord Stanley, at least momentarily. Good fight for the puck. Pass over to the open man, Isandar for Jungle Dunk. Has to send it down low. 5 seconds, pass back to the point, intercepted, and that will kill the clock. We go to overtime for the second time in as many games. Crucial points picked up for both, or point, should I say, Sin, for both teams, with, again, another chance at that second point, as we'll get a look at an Ellie Kamel save. Hopefully we get another look at that goal.
Oh, man, what an absolute amazing tilt between these two teams. I don't know. I'm kind of at a loss for words here. Just incredible, down to the wire again. Both teams securing a point, which is very, very important, but Djurgården desperately need that extra one. We said it, this is officially must win at this point. I think mathematically this is a must win game for them. For Örebro, again, getting those points is absolutely huge, trying to work their way out of that position, and there was that goal right there. Excellent, excellent job. Doesn't pass back to the first point, guys. Sees the defenseman right there creeping in from the point in Amity, who was relatively well covered, but with the handedness, he picked up that puck and got the shot away, picks that short side, and that is the story of how Djurgården's life here in the Elite Division will be extended at least for this overtime.
Needless to say, we're going to have a lot to update you guys on after our intermission that'll come up upon the conclusion of this game. The standings continuing to be shuffled on a moment's notice. Here is EA Bunka. Not able to hold on to that puck. He had the overtime winner in game 1. Again, it's sudden death rules. Next goal wins will be here for as long as is necessary. Örebro take a penalty. It is a Djurgården power play on an interference call against EA Bunka.
This is the time in your season, this is the time in this game, throw all percentages out the window. This is a new power play. You have one objective, that is to score a goal. Starts with the face-off. See if Lord Stanley can come away with it.
And off the tie-up here. Isandar elected to pass, nowhere to go. Held in by Amity. Isandar goes right back to him. Miscommunication on the pass down low. Tarity takes a big hit. Captain's down. Shot denied. Loose puck off to the corner. Good keep by Amity. Jungle Dunk shot blocked down. Isandar. See what he can go. Jansku able to clear. Great pressure from Djurgården. Can't find the back of the net.
Great start to that power play right there. They look hungry for it. We'll see if they can gain that zone quickly.
Trouble here. Trying to hold on to it. Yakari able to get out of trouble. 20 seconds to go on the man advantage. Great poke check. We will go back to 5-on-5. Missed opportunity and perhaps trouble here as Bunka out of the box. Able to apply pressure to the defender. What a pass there. Able to free up Sveti, but again, runs into a little bit of traffic for the Örebro defense as they fail to clear. Sveti has it. Pass for Lord Stanley. He recovers in the corner, takes the hit. Sveti again has it here now. Tries to go to the point. Loose puck. Jungle Dunk. At least able to get that one out of danger. Starity for EA Bunka. Pass over. Bouncing around. Loose puck. Dangerous moment. Wraparound bid. And Sorsa's able to make the cover.
Oh, man. This insanely close chances at both ends on the power play for Djurgården. Really kind of keeping that alive. Trying to just find that one opportunity they need to put it back. Put it in the back of the net, be able to take the win, and then Örebro back the other way. Kind of some scary moments in front of Sorsa with that bouncing puck, and then, of course, on the wrap chance as well, and they're not out of the woods yet. An offensive zone face-off for Örebro.
One-timer, that one blocked down. Örebro, again, looking to secure their 4th point of the day, which would at least momentarily get them out of a potential relegation spot. This one's going to wrap all the way around and carry below the goal line. Örebro will have to reset. Migo Buna tries the quick out. Foot race for the puck. They win it. Pass in front broken up. Still bouncing around. Amity trying to settle it. Sveti will find it. Dangerous moments here, though, for Djurgården. Can they get the puck out? They can't. EA Bunka has it knocked loose. Playing with fire. We've seen Djurgården get burned on these failures to get the puck out. Isandar, let's see what he can do around the back. Sveti shot stopped by Ellie Kamel. This game certainly has the feeling like it can end at a moment's notice. how these bounces have gone. Sveti trying to work it out of the corner. Good movement from the front three. Isandar for Amadi, back for Jungle Dog. Shot, save, rebound, handled by Terity. Yakari for Jansku. Now Migo Buna weaves his way through, gets crushed in the face-off circle. Here's Amadi stepping in. Isandar able to hold on to that. Loose puck kicks back to the neutral zone. Under 5 minutes to play here in OT1. Be the first of many. Again, we have our Marathon Mondays, our When Will It End Wednesdays. We be in store for another game. Huge opportunity developing for Örebro. They still have it. Pass across. Stopped by Sorsa. Great save again for the Djurgården netminder.
Massive save right there. Helped out a little bit by Amadi, kind of attacking the puck carrier, forcing him having to make that pass perhaps a bit earlier and keeping him away from the middle of the ice so that pass is longer, leaves more time for the goalie to adjust.
Good
big poke right there as well.
IQ picking up that extra point over HV71 in double overtime. So a huge result for Djurgården. HV71 not able to get both points. Only getting 1 point, I do believe, in that matchup with IQ. And they take advantage of this opportunity to keep their season alive. We're in the final 2 minutes. It goes to a real-time 2 minutes. Trouble there. Amadi turns it over. Jansku for Bunka. Knocked off the puck. Still in danger. Jansku tried that short side. Doesn't go.
Yeah. A little bit panicky right now from Djurgården in their own end. Once they're out of their own end, they look good with it. It's a big blast. Yeah, the way that was bouncing there, you half expected that to sort of trickle in, and what a horrible way that would be for this game to end after just how back and forth and exciting it's been.
That would be how it would end, though, wouldn't it? The aggressive face-off for Djurgården. They have the puck here. Trouble, though. Migo Buna trying to keep this one in. Great pressure. Amadi able to find Lord Stanley. Love the pressure that Örebro are putting on. Sveti forced to try to regroup. Turns it over, and a trip is called on Jungle Donk. Another mistake on the breakout, and that could be the nail in the coffin.
That's just been the story. I mean, Örebro, credit to them for recognizing it, but Djurgården have struggled on their breakouts all game. Again, once they have it out of there, and once they kind of start getting towards the other end, they look good, but it's just those breakouts, such an important part of it, and Örebro, sensing that weakness, continue to jump on it. They have a power play here.
There we go. One timer blocked down and cleared. Terity unable to keep that one in. See what happens. Here's Lord Stanley. Short-handed bit, perhaps. Big spin. Lord Stanley. Pass across. Doesn't go. Isandar so close to perhaps ending this game. It is Jansku holding it now for Örebro. Again, they took the penalty at the worst possible time. That clock's going to go very slow, as that one, I thought, had a bit of air under it. You never know. In those situations, 30 seconds to go here in OT1, an offside call. Again on the Örebro power play.
Very gutsy move at the beginning of that penalty kill for Djurgården to attack. With the extended power play that Örebro have, it can be dangerous if you run out of stamina too quickly. It's harder to defend, and it looks like they are backing off now, not trying to attack once again. So perhaps they had near full bar, and they just wanted to capitalize off a little bit of it.
The chance, Yakari back for Jansku. Great movement here. Pass down low and across. Sources there again. His finest performance of this season. Will it be enough? Is the question. As we get a look, Roots up 1-0 on Havu, trying to keep their playoff hopes alive. We could see Granite absolutely crush those hopes in our second matchup. Gigantic hit there, though, by Isandar. 3 seconds to go. Lord Stanley. Amadi couldn't get the shot off. Double overtime coming up here between Örebro and Djurgården, as we'll get a look at another source of save.
What an unreal game right here. Honestly, it feels like a playoff game, and sometimes you wish that every single team can make the playoffs, because look at the performance when so much is on the line for both these teams. The performances coming out from them, the desperation, you can almost feel it, and Djurgården really playing honestly towards the end here again. despite their breakout woes, it's kind of almost been the game of their season. Really, they're working so hard at it. Their offense is looking good. They're desperate. They're keeping those loose puck-ins. They're hungry on the forecheck, and same thing for Örebro. Again, they're just showing why they're, where they are in the standings, why they have a potential to move out of those relegation positions. They're capitalizing on the mistakes that Djurgården's throwing at them. They're dictating the pace of play for the most part. They're getting possession in the areas that they want. I don't know how this one's going to end, but I know for sure there's going to be sparks here.
Double overtime underway. Still 45 seconds of power play time for Örebro. This one dumped out. Here we go. Good chance here for Isandar. Again, just this 4th game of the season. Bunka's able to take it away. Space now. Jansku. Pass across, and he couldn't bury it. And Sorsa's able to cover.
Wow.
What an opportunity for Örebro, and they just couldn't bury it.
Incredible there. Sveti was getting beat wide. The pass went to the trailer. Sorsa was a bit late getting there, but he couldn't pull the trigger in time, and he is able to keep that one out, and they keep it in on their own volition, though.
Bunka fires one across. Kept in by Terity, down low now. Yakari. Bunka down low. Stripped the puck by Amity. Djurgården able to keep it in. Good poke check there. Foot race for the puck. Isandar's going to win it. 2-on-1, and he couldn't pull off the spin move. The defense for both sides doing so well at taking away these chances at the last moment. Bunka nearly wins it on a blocker side shot. Isandar for Lord Stanley. Sveti down for the centerman. Good movement. Pass back in front nearly again. Finding a high-quality chance, but just not quite able to do what they need to do. Migo Buna, that shot, loose puck. Sorsa keeps it out. Terity keeps it in. Yakari back across on the between the legs pass. Trouble for Jungle Dunk. Delayed call. Djurgården will go to the power play if they need it. Here's Jungle Dunk down low. Lord Stanley around the back of the goal. Isandar tried to go back to the point. It was knocked loose, kept alive. The goaltender had a chance for it. Sorsa nearly win it. Incredible.
How deserved would that have been if Sorsa comes in there and gets the game-winning goal after the game that he's having? Almost got it. Didn't quite get the shot away, but was the last one to touch it as that went through onto Eli Kamel. And, oh, man. Djurgården, though, huge opportunity on the power play.
They need this win. Conquer currently lead Färjestad in their 2nd game. This has to be a win now for Djurgården if that Conquer scoreline were to hold. As Jansku is able to clear. Bunka able to send it further down. Starting to have that all-or-nothing approach now for Djurgården. They are offside here, though.
Yeah, it's an unfortunate animation for Lord Stanley, where his player sort of reached back and grabbed it, whereas if he kind of let that puck sort of go through, I think he would have remained onside there.
See what happens here into the attacking zone. Our Djurgården pass in front, a swing and a miss from Isandar, and that pass off the mark. And not able to time it at the line. 30 seconds to go on the Djurgården power play.
Yeah, Sveti had the line the initial sort of way he went in on that, but I guess he looked like he might have been afraid of the poke checkers there, sort of brought the puck back on his forehand, which put everyone offside.
Isandar for Lord Stanley. Puck to the half wall. Bunka. We will be back to 5-on-5 once more. Örebro surviving. We're halfway through overtime number 2. Puck dumped in. Amity, nobody home. Complete miscommunication with Sveti. Terity, short side shot, stayed out. Sorsa had to scramble just to make sure that one didn't sneak in on the short side. Here's Amity, looking. Holds off on going to the point. Still fighting for the puck here. Once again, seems to always find its way to Terity. So makes that outlet pass. Space for Bunka. Bunka still fighting Sorsa with another stop. Sveti for Amity. Good movement to get it up to Lord Stanley. Now Isandar tried to go back to him. Turns it over to Bunka. Able to recover the puck, though. Rocket pass, no icing. It was close at the red line. And Tarity now under 5.5 minutes to go. Both teams want that extra point. That shot denied. Could argue, of course, Örebro are in a position where they might not need it as much now because of other results, but you want to play it as safe as you possibly can.
Yeah, I don't know how much they're paying attention to the standings as we are.
There's a chance here. Perhaps that shot glove save by Eli Kamel.
Oh, if Lord Stanley was just able to get a little bit more on that shot, that could have very well been the end of the game, but Eli Kamel able to get there and make the stop.
See what happens now. Down the other way. Might not need the extra point now if you're Örebro, but you're going to want the extra point. Okay, what anyone says, finishing 11th is a better look than finishing 12th.
Yeah, absolutely.
You don't want to be the team that just survived, you know? You don't want to leave open that opportunity to get trash talked. As Bunka sends this one in. Again, real time, 2 minutes. Örebro on the attack only momentarily. Nowhere to go for Djurgården here. Amadi gets absolutely crushed. Sveti sends it around. Will it be triple overtime? Amadi again taking his time, but an offside call nonetheless.
Yeah, a little bit of uncertainty what Djurgården wants to do right there, or at least I think they're not just taking what's given to them. We've seen a couple one-touch passes where the person probably has a little bit of space to skate, and then they get a little crossed up, as you saw right there. Sveti kind of crossing in front of Lord Stanley, which put him offside.
That one again poked back to the neutral zone. Around, not really in a position to chase it, is Isendar, though. Interesting situation here for these two teams. Amadi back for Sveti, again for Amadi, back to Jungle Dog, stopped by Eli Kamel. Net drive, Isendar scores, but it's being waved off. We'll get another looks in. Of course, we don't expect this one to count. It's tough to say that it should.
Yeah, there is some contact there. It probably won't count. It won't. But oh, that's unfortunate. What a look there for Djurgården.
Oh, so close. Djurgården able to keep that one in only momentarily. Might it be triple overtime? Those wanting to catch the ZSC game, you might need a little bit more of a break here, as our intermission might be a little bit longer at this point. That short side bid doesn't go. Still kept alive for Örebro, scrambling for it. Isendar able to find Lord Stanley, but no one to pass to. 12 seconds, one more rush for Örebro to win this game. They turn it over, though. Isendar down the other way, the big windmill. Not able to keep that inside edge. Sveti around the back, 2 seconds. Isendar elects to pass. Triple overtime coming up. Sin, at the very least here, again for Örebro, off of other results, they're in a very, very good spot. I think it is job well done for them. Obviously on the site, Northern Ascendancy's games haven't been booked yet, but Örebro are ahead of them, and they're looking good. But boy, are they making Conquer Gaming earn this.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, Djurgården, this is, again, an insane game for them. They're really getting better as it goes on. Really, I mean, it's kind of hard to argue with that. They've looked great in this overtime. I think some of the closest chances have been for their side. They haven't found it. Isendar, obviously, with that play, it looked great. And, you know, just unfortunately, the contact with the goaltender nullified that. But that's kind of the stuff they need to do. Pucks and bodies to the net. We saw them try to go for that quick one time at the end there. I'd rather see them just kind of fire the puck on and crash the net with some of the time remaining in that one. So we'll see if they choose to do that here now in triple overtime.
Who will get that extra point? Again, for Örebro, they're looking good. They will be in the Elite Division next season. Djurgården, no such guarantee at this stage. They need this win, and they need it desperately. Again, a little bit later on, although we don't know for sure. It could be a lot later on with how this one's going. Granite Gaming and ZSC Esports. Again, Granite looking to secure that final playoff spot. ZSC all but secured for next season. They'll be coming back for a third season in the Elite Division. Playoffs rather unlikely at this stage, though. That one just wide. EA Bunka throws it back into the middle. See what happens here now. Again, we'll have the full update for you with the standings before that second matchup begins. Of course, as well, you can follow along live, although we're still waiting for some teams to input results. Sportsgamer.gg. Not only for, of course, our Elite Division coverage, but our other tiers as well that currently have their playoffs ongoing. What a stop by Eli Kamel. Svetidsin was that close to getting that oh so important extra point for Djurgården. Chance down the other way. Bonka fires one just wide. We might not have to wait too much longer for this game winner if this pace keeps up. As a power play again coming up for Djurgården. How many chances do you need before you finally get one?
This is their third in the overtimes, I believe, or at least third in the clutch situations here. I'm not too sure, but again, percentage is out the window. Just focus on the task at hand. Nothing, no power play before this point matters. You just need to find a way to score.
See what happens. In this third overtime, face-off one. Isandar for Jungle Donk. D-to-D movement here. Great movement, but they need a shot, and they don't get it. Puck kept in. Lord Stanley scores! Djurgården staying alive, heading into the final match day tomorrow. 2-1 final in triple overtime.
Just as it looked like Örebro was going to make them pay for not shooting it by getting that puck out, a turnover is forced, and Lord Stanley, perhaps the biggest goal of the season, gets the game winner there, getting hungry on that forecheck, backhand to forehand, puts it home just under the blocker. In fact, it made contact with the blocker of Eli Kamel, and Djurgården pick up that extra point, 3 out of 4 points on the day, and their hopes to stay in the Elite Division, for now at least, will stay alive.
Incredible. Absolutely incredible. We finally get that result. Triple overtime, one of the longest games of the season. Djurgården, 3 points on the day when they needed them the most, heading in to the final day of action tomorrow here in our winter season for ECL 22. Again, incredible stuff. Just what else can you say, Sin, to that one? I mean, again, Örebro made them earn that one, to say the least.
Yeah, they absolutely did, and honestly, Djurgården earned it. I gotta say, they went 1 for 4 in the power play, which, you know, pretty darn good, all things considered. It took them a while to get that, but I really liked their power play. I really liked their game as it went on. It was just incredibly good. I wish I'd rewind it back a little bit further, but you're seeing after that turnover, just a quick, you know, backhand baited a bit, then a quick back to the forehand and the quick shot. Eli Kamel didn't really bite, but it's that in close opportunity. He was able to sneak it home on that short side there. Just a great job from Djurgården. And honestly, as I said, they got better as that series went on. They got better as that second game went on. And we see what this team is capable of. You can see it there. Obviously, it'd be great if no teams, you know, got sent down to the Pro Division, but especially like a team like Djurgården, who, you know, you can tell just really works for it, and their work's not over yet. They got to work to stay out of that automatic relegation position, and then they're going to have to work and win a relegation series to stay in this Elite Division. But definitely an exciting team to be able to watch.
Our first matchup in the books a little bit later than expected. Again, we will be back after a decent intermission as opposed to a brief intermission. You got to give us a little bit of time to recover. Granite Gaming and ZSC Esports coming up. And again, on the flip side of the break, we'll have the full update for you in terms of the standings as they currently are, again, on our penultimate match day of this winter season. We'll be back in a few minutes. Don't go anywhere. More action coming up in just a few moments.